Peace fam, PA Finley, thePafWay coming at you live once again. This is going to be part 4 to self-science. Part 4 of the self-science. In part 3, I broke down a little bit of my own history. Just a small snippet is in reference to my credentials. Been pushing this for 28 years now. Since I was 22 years old, I'm now 55-0. So anyway, so what I'm basically talking about right now is what I have found out, what that 28-year culmination, what have I come up with? What have I come to understand thus far in who I am? First of all, I am my father, All1. I am that I am. And that's the thing, see, so ego, to me, ego is who I think I am. Really, which is really connected to this body, to the physical shell, which is an illusion, but the illusion is necessary. That's a different story at a different time, and I will be getting into that. Who I am and who God is are one and the same. There is no difference, there is no separation. Now, the trick, as it were, and let's just put it this way, this is my goal. My goal is to be consciously aware of who I am 24/7, 365. That's my personal goal. And we're talking about teaching the babies. The babies need to know who they are before they even start understanding what everything else is. And this is to the G's. We need to know who we are. To the teachers. To people putting out information. I've checked out a few of my G's. I'm listening to you guys. And some of you just don't seem like you're coming from a place of knowing who you are. There's a certain... First of all, well, everybody's goal is different, so I'll have to respect that. But we should have some common goals. Number one, I'm here to teach the people. I'm not here to battle. I'm not here to war. I'm not even here to do what young Pharaoh is on. I'm not even here to do that. Listen, each one of us has our purpose. I understand what my purpose is. My purpose is to educate the people on who they are. Everybody else can do what everybody else is doing because that's what they're supposed to be doing. Some of us is what we're supposed to be doing. Others, I can pretty much tell, you need to know who you are. And each one of us needs to know who we are and then proceed to teach. Because if we're coming with indoctrination, then we might as well just send our kids to public schools and stop playing. That's indoctrination. Indoctrination is indoctrination. And so, if I know who I am though, I can't be ruled by indoctrination. That cannot contain me. So I can't be led by it. I can't be motivated by it. I can't be pushed by it. So I have my opinions about how we should proceed. I'm gonna put stuff on the table. It's food. If you eat, so be it. If you don't, so be it. I'm not mad at you either or. I got a feeling that those who are supposed to eat gonna eat, and those who ain't. It's it is what it is. I'm not going to tell you what you should do, other than know thyself. Know who you are. It's very important. I posed the question in one of the earlier videos on self-science. If we don't know self, what do we know? What do we know? Let me put it to you this way. Say, for instance, I got a doctor's degree. I went to one of the universities. I graduated high school, magna cum laude. I went to the 4-year, smashed that. And, went to the university, 8 years, walked up out of there. I got my doctor's degree. Did the master's, did the bachelor's, did the master's. Now I got my doctor's. Let's just say. Now I got a whole lot of information, a lot of intel right up in here. I done sent my dissertations out there. I got my stuff published. I done did the whole process. You know what I'm saying? I got my, they just stared at me. Bam. You are a doctor. Okay. I got all that and don't know who I am. Now let's say, for some reason, I begin to learn who I am. Something happened and somebody dropped a seed and it started growing. And I began to search for who I am, the knowledge of self. Let's say I went through some processes and I come to an understanding of who I am. What am I going to do with this doctor's degree? Because this doctor's degree, it might be sprinkled with some knowledge of self. But the bulk of this stuff ain't got nothing to do with the knowledge of self. What am I going to do with this doctor's degree? What, pray tell? Old dogs, new tricks. There's an issue with that. There's a problem with that. Now, I notice how I use the example of a doctorate. That's kind of like the highest. Then you got multiple doctorates. That's pretty much the highest pinnacle of this society's ladder of education, of knowledge and wisdom. And then you come into the knowledge of self. You know what you're going to have to do with that doctorate, don't you? Well, nobody's gonna have to tell you what to do with the doctorate. You're gonna know. And if you're anything like me, you're gonna be happy to do it. You're gonna have to scrap the doctorate. You're gonna have to become as a child. Now, some would say you can still use it. Obviously, sure. It's a piece of paper. You can use a piece of paper. You can use your history. You can use your studies, your science. You know what? If you can, so be it. But my goodness gracious. It is the system that you're going to be trying to separate from that is going to be the only place where that can be used. It's a trap. You know what I mean? Now, the problem is this. Well, maybe some people say, well, we can use that wisdom when we build our own thing. You already know I'm coming. So, okay. You're gonna see when we rebuild, we have to ask ourselves, what do we want to rebuild? What do we want to build? Screw rebuilding. We need to build. So science of self it's really a cleaning and clearing of the slate. It's starting at zero. That's why most people don't want to. Most people don't want to know. Most people don't want to know self. This is why, because they think they're giving up so much. I have to give up all of this. Oh. And this is what? This is smaller than a grain of sand on the beach. This is nothing compared to what you'll be gaining. There's some hurdles that we're going to have to leap over, if you will. There's some stuff listen, a choice is going to have to be made. One of the stories of the Bible is, I'm going to end this video off and make a part 5, but one of the stories of the Bible is when Jesus is ministering to the multitude, and a rich man comes up to him and says, what must I do to get into the kingdom of heaven? Jesus told him, give up everything you own, give it away, and come follow me. Dude was like, what? You know what I'm saying? It was like, man, he turned around and bounced. And Jesus spoke to his disciples and said, it's going to be easier. I forget exactly how the wording goes, but it's just going to be easier to put an elephant through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to get into the kingdom of heaven. And the kingdom of heaven is mental. A lot of that stuff is esoteric. You know, the Bible is, you know, it's a lot of gems in there. But the whole push is bull crap. What they pushing is BS. But it's gems in that doggone book, just like it's gems everywhere. So, I've done 4 videos. Ain't no telling, might be 10 parts to this, because I've done 4 videos just on explaining why self-science is important. I haven't even gotten into the science. What needs to be done, you know, my credentials as far as a self-scientist. I pretty much leapfrog straight to the doggone end of it, letting you know exactly what self-science is. But I haven't gotten into the stages yet. I haven't gotten into the introduction. I haven't tapped into the science of self. Because it's so much we got to understand before. Because, first of all, the babies need to know now. They need to study self now. When they're in the wombs, that's how we used to do it. Our kings and queens back in the day before the introduction to all this madness, how we used to get down when the baby was in the womb, we used to whisper secrets. Dude, we was on some other stuff. By the time they got into their teens, they was walking on water, man. Jesus was like the common. We used to be spitting out Jesus is like it was like that's how we're mentally building periods. They ain't even touching nothing. See, a lot of people are like, well, how did they build a building? They didn't have constructions and that, because that's where your mind is on the physical. That's where you're stuck. You got to go outside and beyond all of that, man. It's more to life than this. This is not even... I'm going to go ahead and end this off. A wise man once told me that God is so powerful, the essence of who God is so powerful that everything you know to be real in the physical world is a byproduct, like a shimmer from a mirage. Just because God is. All this, the universe, the planets, the stars, all that is a byproduct. Just because God is. It's way more than this. So y'all got, this is the mirage effect of the thing. The name of the game is to tap to the thing. All right, you guys, like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. And I'm about to get right into part 5. All right? You guys, peace and be beautiful as you are.